So we've only been studying business for 100 years. And unfortunately, looking back on it, we can say that an awful lot of stuff, we kind of made it up looking around, hoping that things were really the way we observed them. We were talking about observations and working with observations. We're trying to move beyond that now. We're trying to move beyond into some data that kind of give us some real facts. And one of the beautiful things you look for in the social sciences, which if anybody tells you different, business is a social science, was something that ties to the real world. Punctuated equilibriums tie to the real world. You all saw a punctuated equilibrium today. Yesterday I came to Wisconsin and the streets were wet. This morning, they were ice. That's a punctuated equilibrium. We went from a liquid to a solid, okay? Now the math's entirely different. Remember the Challenger? It blew up because the math on the O-rings was based on water. When it got below freezing that morning, it turned to ice and the O-rings no longer held, right? A change that might look minor, but it's a punctuated equilibrium. It moves from one phase to another phase. And if you move from one phase to another phase, the world now is entirely different. And the assumptions behind your business have to be entirely changed as well. So, you know, the dinosaurs ruled the earth for 800,000 years. What happened? A giant meteor hits the Yucatan Peninsula. Giant ball of steam and dirt goes up in the air. That turns the world cold. It blocks all the light. Without any light, there aren't any plants to grow. Most of the dinosaurs are herbivores. Without any plants, there's no food. Without any sunlight, it gets cold, they have no hair. Within a decade, they're all gone. They're all gone. Now, clear to this is to understand they had nothing to do with their own demise. They declined because they were a rigid animal that was unable to adapt to a significant change in their environment. And as such, they all died, and those little tiny mammals came along and managed to populate the rest of the world. Okay? We had a significant change. Let's take this back to something more practical. How many of you have a VHS tape at home? I give you permission to throw them away. You probably haven't even looked at a DVD or a Blu-ray disc in the last 2 years, to be honest with you. It took the industry 35 years to build that whole ecosystem of the video recorders, the videotapes, the video distribution centers, the putting the tapes out, the discs. That took 35 years to get us conditioned to renting and buying those tapes. When streaming came along, that whole business model died in 16 months. Sony started losing money and lost money every quarter for 6 consecutive years. They were fully invested, owned, and had control of a lot of the one on the left. But all it took was that shift in one technology, the advent of high-speed bandwidth, which allowed streaming, and boom, all of a sudden you're in a new world. And that's why it's crucial for us as economic development people to realize you have to put your money on the right side. Because when the left side becomes obsolete, you cannot save it. There are no examples, none, of somebody saving a business once that punctuated equilibrium occurs. So as people are coming to you and asking for money or looking to recruit or looking to move into a business, it's your job to not only try to convince them that it's a good place to be, but then talk to yourself and your peers and your community about, is this the kind of company we want? Are we here because they're going to move our community forward? Or are they asking us to try to help them protect and defend an obsolete and dying business? Because the answer to that is crucial.